Other interesting political news, you have Representative Jasmine Crockett saying that most violent crime comes from white supremacists, which, I mean, I was going to say, she says a lot of dumb things. This might be the dumbest one. Maybe I should be thankful because it makes me look like a scholar in comparison. An exemplar, a genius, some might say. And it's credited thanks to End Wokeness. And yeah, it's a short little clip here. And at least she, well, I guess she dressed up for the interview. She did one thing right. Low bar, but still.
And if you really want to know who the criminals are in this country, you can Google it. You don't have to trust me. But the people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists. Yet for whatever reason, they sit and they serve at the pleasure of the president. They are the ones that were there on January 6th, tearing our democracy down physically. And now we have them tearing us down right here from within.
That might be the dumbest thing she's ever said. And that bar, again, that's pretty high in terms of outdumbing herself. Again, anyone pretty easily can look at the FBI crime statistics. And when you look at the most horrific crime, like murder, manslaughter, yeah, per capita, not white people, it's not even white supremacists, which I still wonder, what are there like? Are there like 20 white supremacists left? How many of those assholes are around? And Democrats have used that cliche argument, oh yeah, these white supremacists. I mean, I am always going to contend, I don't know if I'm original with this assessment or this analysis, but I mean, capitalism defeated racism decades ago. Because again, if you want to build the best business, you want to hire the best. It means you'll accept every single resume, no matter what they look like, what the creed of religion is. And it means if you want the most amount of money, you want to sell the greatest amount of customers, you're going to sell to everyone under the sun, not just one race. So again, I don't know, I don't believe I'm original in that assessment or that analysis or even that saying, but yeah, she's saying there's white supremacists again. Now, granted, maybe my anecdotal experience is a little bit different. I grew up in the Midwest. I was in the auto industry, then in the tech industry, which are tech especially is pretty diverse. Again, how many of those white supremacist a-holes are even around anymore? Like 20? If you even hint that you're racist nowadays, you will lose your job, your family, your social standing. You'll be ostracized completely. And again, I'm not saying those guys aren't a threat, but in terms of the United States and crime and murder, what is it? That's infinitesimally small. And again, this went very viral. I got 866,000 views, as well as 9.3 thousand likes. One of the first comments comes was, thanks to Dr. Shari. She simply says her owner, the George Soros's son, standing next to her, getting 1.2 thousand likes. Cliche, wearing those stupid leftist glasses where the glasses rims are thicker than George Soros's son's thighs. I guess not saying much, but it blows my mind. There's like 10,000 plus different glasses designs you can get these days. Granted, they're made by like 3 companies, but all the options under the sun, and leftists always pick the same cliche ones. You also have American Papa Bear says, quote, holy shit, she's dumb. Can't wait to see her lose her seat, getting 908 likes. Also have Libercat Media TM says, good grief. And it's a comic strip of her saying, I'm ignorant and wrong. I'm going to be loud about it too, getting 33 likes. Dr. Shari says, quote, so a representative in Congress goes on national TV and is blatantly racist, and no one has an issue with this. Swap about the word for white and any other race, and it would be deemed racist in a heartbeat, getting 199 likes. The Waco Kid says, check out her white supremacy. This is a Ukrainian refugee who had her life stolen from her when she was murdered, getting 5 likes. Cash Loren simply says, Jasmine Crockett is retarded, getting 14 likes. Paul Zupa says, quote, Jasmine Crockett doesn't want to face the reality that fatherlessness in the black community is an epidemic, and that's why such a disproportionate amount of black people committing crimes, her included, getting 133 likes, which you could also argue is partially the government's fault, because after the government started to incentivize single motherhood, the rates of single motherhood in communities, all of them went up dramatically. Not just African American, but also Hispanic, Asian, white. Every community, the rate at which single motherhood was increased exponentially. Now, the biggest rate increase was greatest in the African American community. That did get 155 likes. This is based from Crime Statistics Bureau in San Francisco, from FAFO, and he claims that blacks killed whites account for killed by whites, is 2%. Blacks killed by police is 1%. Whites killed by police is 3%. Whites killed by whites is 16%. Whites killed by blacks is 81%, and blacks killed by blacks is 97%. That got 621 likes. Going back to the main comment section, Fights with Memes says, in my opinion, Jasmine Crockett is retarded, and it's her as a Muppet getting 464 likes. Let's see. Jody Allen has a picture of a comic strip. In 2025, a girl goes, you're racist, and the guy goes, what? In 2025, she says, "You're racist." He says, "F off," getting 432 likes. As Democrats have used that, or mostly leftists have used that word so often, it's lost all meaning. Let's see. NRD says Jasmine Crockett is a feckless C word. A picture of the girl, again, the victim. Again, left a war zone, Ukraine, to come to the United States and was killed. I got 330 likes for that. Let's see. You also have Rain says, "I found Jasmine Crockett's eyelash today in DC." That picture of tires getting 143 likes. David Sullivan says, quote, "Oh, David Sullivan pronouns for prosecute Fauci. I already followed him already." Fix that. Now, he says, quote, 13% does 50%, but yeah, blame the white guy. They've done some Photoshop, so the guy who killed the Ukrainian refugee is labeled as Democrat policies, and she is labeled as people in their cities, getting 175 likes. But again, I mean, Jasmine Crockett says these things for a reason. She's going to get more, she'll get more donations, she'll get more votes because of these statements, regardless of if they're true or not. And here's crime statistics where it kind of shows you the breakdown there. And yeah, literally nearly the lowest frequency. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.